A Yazidi girl is exposed to an attack by the Dadish, those individuals whose name we cannot even utter. So we will label them Dadish. She decides to enlist in the military and seek revenge on them. Accompany me as I narrate the occurrences of one of the most impactful films you might ever encounter. The film commences with a Yazidi girl named Zara. She resides in a joyful existence with her family in Mosul, specifically in Sinjar. Her aspiration was to become a renowned painter. She possesses the skill to sketch, and her father was her main supporter. He desired her to focus on herself and journey to America to advance her talent further. But one day, the law enforcement officers who were present in their community suddenly withdrew. Why? No one knows. On the morning of the following day, the Dadish assaulted them and informed them, "If you surrender your weapons and your precious items, we will not harm you." Reason suggests that no one should believe a Dadushi, but these individuals were destitute and naive. They believed them and did not understand their true nature, so they surrendered their weapons. As soon as they gave up their arms, the Dadish assaulted them. They moved the males to one side and the females to another, placing the females into a vehicle. Zara was among them. As for the males of the village, they remained there. Now we observe their chief, whom they named the Caliph, called Abu Maryam. He tells the village males, "Abandon your faith." But Zara's father declines, stating, "Who are you to alter our faith? Even in your scripture it states there is no coercion in religion." At this, Abu Maryam becomes enraged and slaughters everyone. He spared no single soul. During this period, Zara was observing through the window as her father perished before her eyes. She covered her younger sibling's eyes so he wouldn't witness the scene. At the same time, we observe females enlisting voluntarily in the Peshmerga, and here they assault these Dadish and eliminate them all. When they reach their leader, he tells them, "I do not wish a female to execute me. Summon a male for me." The girl responds, "By God, no one requested your view," and she fires and kills him, liberating us from him. Afterward, we return to the Dadish who are with Zara. They realize that the boy with her is her sibling, not her offspring, so they separate them and transport Zara to be traded in the marketplace. When they took her, one of them named the Briton noticed her. He was obsessed with her and chose to purchase her. His spouse's sibling tells him, "Man, my sister will not tolerate this." But the Briton insists, stating, "This is the divine law, Sharia. Are you going to oppose divine law? May God not meet you." So he purchased her and went to his residence. As soon as his spouse saw her, she declined, pretending to be envious over her husband. I mean, observe the Dadushi's appearance and nature. Is he someone to be envious over? God forbid, if I were afflicted with a Dadushi husband, I wouldn't just trade him. I'd gift him away for nothing just to be free of him. Here the sibling starts speaking to the spouse, convincing her that this is the faith and she must accept these matters. Later, the Briton goes to Zara's chamber to wed her. He attempted to approach her, but the girl declined. At this point, the despicable, ill-mannered, treacherous, lowly canine assaulted her sexually. On the other side, we observe two French females, one named Kenza and the other Yahel. They enrolled in the Kurdish forces to combat the occupation. They arrived specifically for these Dadish, filled with fury and solely desiring to fight. The next day, the Briton spouse goes shopping and takes Zara with her to transport the bags, acting like she is Sultana Hayam. She cautions her, stating, "If you move away from me, I will report you to the Caliph's mother." They reach a square and notice a man kept in a cage. These immoral individuals want to incinerate him before the crowd. While the Briton's spouse was busy recording the scene, Zara seizes the moment and tries to flee. But halfway through, some females catch her. There, Zara notices a group of males sitting, and she steals a communication device from one of them without his awareness. When they return home, the Briton discovers that Zara attempted to flee. He scolds his spouse, asking, "Who instructed you to take her out with you?" The spouse replies, "Instead of scolding me, you should penalize her for what she did." The Briton does not accept his spouse telling him how to behave. You know, they think they are of elevated status. So he strikes her in front of her sibling. The cowardly sibling did nothing, of course, because in his perspective, this is divine law. Are you going to oppose divine law? On the other side, Zara opened the stolen communication device and called her uncle. She informed him, "I am with one of the Dadish in the middle of the city." Her uncle told her, "You must exit the house before I can come and retrieve you, because I cannot endanger myself entering among those lunatics." He gave her positive news, stating he managed to rescue her older sibling and mother, and they are with him, but the younger sibling is still missing. At night, Zara decides to prepare the evening meal for them. She crushes sleeping tablets and puts them in the food. When the Briton and his brother-in-law consume it, they compliment the food. The spouse gets annoyed, leaves the food, and goes away. When they fall asleep, Zara takes the chance to flee. The Briton's spouse notices her, but what occurs is that she does not prevent her because she simply wishes to be free of her. She allows her to leave. Zara departs from the place and gets far away. But a short time later, the Briton's spouse awakens them and informs them. Quickly, Zara has fled! On the other side, we observe Zara after she escaped. She called her uncle and notified him. Her uncle told her, proceed to the main road quickly. When she reached it, she found a vehicle and got in. By morning, the driver tells her, I have no further responsibility for you. There are people behind that hill, go to them alone. He drags Zara and ejects her from his vehicle forcefully. I mean, in this film, there isn't a single male you can commend. They are all canines. Indeed, Zara continued her path and kept walking until she reached some people and walked with them. But suddenly, the Da'dish assault them, and among them was the Briton. At that moment, the Peshmerga forces arrive. They shield the people in a building and attack the Da'dish. Violent clashes break out, but in the end, the Peshmerga defeat the Da'dish and detonate their vehicles. Imagine, detonating things is their specialty, and then someone arrives and detonates them. Honestly, it's humiliating for them. They are so specialized at it that they'd explode even without a belt if someone just yelled, Allahu Akbar. In the middle of this, a suicide armored vehicle belonging to these Da'dish comes toward the people to blow them up. Like I stated, it's their specialty. Someone yelled Allahu Akbar and the suicide vehicle came. The Peshmerga fired at them, but they were not impacted. So the Peshmerga contacted the international coalition forces. Indeed, aerial forces arrived, bombed the vehicle and destroyed it. But the despicable, treacherous, cowardly Briton managed to rescue himself and escape. Afterward, we observed Zara going with the Peshmerga forces, where she reunited with her mother and sibling. Her sibling tells her, they transported us to the mountain to execute us, but when they shot me, the injury was superficial, so I managed to survive. Zara was relieved that her family was safe, but she did not forget the assault when that immoral man raped her. She chose to seek revenge and join the Peshmerga. She wrote a message to her sibling informing him, left the message, and went to the Peshmerga commander to request to join. Later, her sibling came and saw the message in which she wrote that she cannot forget what occurred, and she is going to seek revenge for her father and younger sibling. Indeed, Zara joined the Peshmerga and became part of them. They started training collectively and doing leisure activities. One day, the females finished their training and noticed a destroyed Yazidi burial ground. Zara tells them, don't be shocked. This is the 74th time the Yazidis have faced mass extermination. They hate them more than they hate the Jews. The females decided to repair the graves, and they sat there fixing them. After that, they sat down to rest. On the other side, we observe Abu Maryam brainwashing children, and among those children is Zara's sibling. He is teaching them about weapons and fighting for their cause. Now return to Zara and the females with her. They selected combat names for themselves. Zara named herself the Crimson Serpent, because the color crimson is significant to Yazidis, and at the same time, the unit she serves in is called the Serpent Unit. The commander meets with the females and tells them, always keep a final projectile for yourselves so you can protect yourselves and not fall into the hands of the adversary. She means if you fall into enemy hands, it's better to shoot yourself than to surrender to them. Now we observe Zara sketching for them and telling them about her little sibling, whom we know remain with the Da'dish. The females comfort her and state, we will locate him together. After a while, clashes break out between the Peshmerga and the Da'dish. One of the females contacts the international coalition forces, and they strike the village with drones, managing to eliminate all the Da'dish. Afterward, the females go out to search the village to see if any are left to finish them off. While searching, they hear the sound of a child. One of the females goes to rescue him. The commander attempted to stop her, but the female insisted. Her companion went with her. But what occurs is that midway, the Daesh assault her. She fights them and eliminates many, but unfortunately, her ammunition runs out. She holds a grenade in her hand and detonates herself in their midst, applying the saying, upon me and my enemies. The bombing resumes, and the females come out and fight with all their strength, managing to finish them all. But then a fresh force of these Da'dish arrives. They never end. They multiply like ants. Their leader was the Briton. The commander struck them with a launcher and blew them all up. But the Briton is like a feline with 7 lives. He survived. The females apprehended him and took him. The Briton said to them, I will show you the location of Abu Maryam, but on the condition that a male is the one who executes me. My God, where is Kadim al-Sahir? These are truly the ones who detest love and detest women. He informs them that Abu Mariam has a celebration today, and Zara's sibling is among those present. Zara became emotionally drained and started weeping. One of the females followed her, and Zara told her, "The Briton assaulted me, and I cannot overcome this situation or forget it. I feel ashamed of myself, even though it wasn't my fault." The females decided to leave the Briton to Zara so she could kill him. The Briton was mocking her, stating, "You can't kill me because you are feeble." Zara asked him, "Where is my sibling?" The Briton said, "He has become Abu Mariam's right hand, and as soon as you attack Abu Mariam, he will detonate himself and become a martyr." Zara left him and walked away, but then she recalled the assault when he raped her. She returned and killed him, a death he deserved. After that, they proceed to Abu Mariam. The females wore niqabs and entered Abu Mariam's place as concubines, so no one would recognize them. At that moment, Zara noticed her sibling wearing a suicide belt, standing next to Abu Mariam. She could not handle it anymore. They threw off their cloaks and assaulted them. While fighting, they noticed that Abu Mariam and Zara's sibling had disappeared. At that point, the international coalition forces arrive and strike from the air and ground, bombing them from everywhere. Kenza, whom we saw at the beginning of the film, is killed. They attempted to assist her, but Kenza told Zara, "Go and rescue your sibling." On the other side, we observe Abu Mariam telling Zara's sibling, "Detonate yourself quickly to become a martyr." The females reached him and saw that he was about to explode. Zara came and told them, "Go after Abu Mariam and I will handle my sibling." Zara spoke to her sibling and sang the melody their mother used to sing to them. The poor boy was conflicted. On one hand, his brain was washed, and on the other, his sister is speaking to him, and he doesn't know what to do. Meanwhile, we observe the females manage to kill Abu Mariam, who was delighted thinking he was going to paradise. Returned to Zara, we observe her sibling finally awakened. He discarded the belt he was wearing and came to embrace his sister. Afterward, they free all the imprisoned females. But Kenza, unfortunately, is martyred. Zara sketches her on a building atop the mountain and shows it to her companion, stating, "Even if you return to France, we will always remember Kenza as the bravest female we've known, and her memory will remain eternal." And thus concludes the narrative of the film.